Yes. We're back again. I tell you people, you don't need the building. It's all about this game, round leather game. You know what I mean? Massive. You don't need the building. On Friday like this, you know what we talk about? The fixtures. This game 14. We are ready. Welcome to the show, people. This is how we do it. This is how we roll. This is how we knock it about. From the goalkeeper to the defenders. I'm talking about Ramsdale passing to Bruno and Alan taking the goal. You know what I mean? I'm not crazy. Talking about soccer. I'm not always here. Full force. Full Friday. Game 14. We are ready. Where's the gun? Don't show your face. Come on. Let's do this. Alright, yo, welcome to the show. ISTV. One ISTV. This is how we roll. This is how we do it. It's all about this football. Yo, welcome to the show. If you're joining us for the first time, you know how we do. This is different, absolutely different from every podcast. I'm talking about football podcast. The added vibes, that's why they call me the John of Sports Entertainment. The music with vibes, but we properly to analyze sports. Kunle's in the building, I tell you. I know where Kunle lives. I'm going to welcome Kunle first of all. That city I love most in Nigeria, you know what I mean? What's your this city? I'm still love city. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Kule, are you ready? Let's go, Kule. Kule, you're with. How you doing? Unmute your mic so I can hear you well.
Yeah. Good evening, Didon. It's nice to be back. Yeah, very good. But it's good to be back on. It's good to be back on the show once again. Yeah, it was a disappointing week in the Champions League, especially for Manchester United, but
it is what it is.
The funny thing is Manchester United have more goals than Bayern Munich. They have the most goals in that.
Imagine?
But they've actually considered the most as well. So I think it tells you where they are. But hey, we'll be praying for the final. We'll be praying for the final game, and we'll be hoping that Galatasaray and Copenhagen do us a favor. Otherwise, where will they come house?
All right, no shakings. All right. Please smash the like on the video for Kunle joining us tonight. Let me welcome everybody all the way from that city. Leeds United. One love, bro. How are you alive? What's going on? After for real. They are starting the game this weekend. Are you ready?
And another, I say, again, but look, this is the type of football that getting to business. Let's get straight.
All right, you got to do your mic very well. I think it's breaking somewhere. With that being said, let me welcome this man as well too, all the way from Canada. I tell you, the Manchester United. He loves Manchester United to the core, to the bone. I tell you, I'm going to welcome Bishop into our midst right away. Bishop, you're alive. What's going on, bro?
Oh, thank God for the new month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Champions League.
Yay!
We're going to discuss it, but let me just say, well, for Kunle, nobody's praying for them. They have their destiny in their hand and they threw it away. So nobody's praying for them again. They can do whatever they like. So yeah, we score more goals than Bayern Munich. We're going to discuss it, but considering if I were going to discuss it, don't let us just jump to them. Thank you.
All right, you work on this one. Let me work on this man. I'm telling you, I know where Robbie lives. Let me guess. Robbie should be in Ife. No, Robbie is in Ibadan. I guess that city, that great city. You know what it is? I was born in Ibadan. Can you imagine? Live and direct. I tell you, you're welcome to the
Sorry,
show.
I didn't get you, the John.
Good evening. I was born in Ibadan.
Serious?
Good evening, guys.
Believe it. You won't believe it.
That's amazing.
Who is born in Ibadan? Who are you?
Myself, I was born in Ibadan. For real.
Oh, you were born in Ibadan. That's interesting. That is very interesting.
I was just.
You see it now?
No.
Where again?
Did you grow up for a while there, Didon?
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
Which side?
Academy.
Don't mind him. He wasn't born in Ibadan. Don't mind this man, Gary.
All right, let's move on. Let me welcome you.
I'll
be back, man. All right, Sheye. Sheye, you are joining us live. Sheye is either Napoli or Chelsea. Either one. Chelsea.
Chelsea. That's what I'm talking about. You guys are messing up my introduction. Well done, well done to the both of you.
I don't
Sheye, you are welcome. Sheye, you are welcome to the show. You are live, Sheye. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Edon. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Month. It's great to be back. We had a really interesting week of football in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And then we have several fascinating games across the major leagues this weekend. England, we have Man U facing Newcastle, Man City hosting Spurs. In Syria, we have Napoli versus Inter. In Germany, we have Dortmund, Bayern. In Spain, we have Barca, Atletico. So yeah, pretty interesting week of action to come and let's get cracking this one.
All right, let's get cracking. I want to welcome these two great guys, Nubia Prince and Eiz. They're all joining us tonight. Eiz, you are live. Nubia Prince, you're all both live. You know why I put you guys on the spot together? Because both of you are an Arsenal fan.
Albina.
Yes, let's go. Eiz, you are live. Nubia Prince, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro? Talk to me.
Good evening. Of course, fantastic for football, Champions League, Arsenal setting the first English side.
Come on there, guys, leave that thing, leave that story, leave it.
And
leave
of course,
that
goes for different scorers. And the very first time we are having that front attacking strokes in 5, and all of them were almost.
So what's gonna happen? You never see her before.
It's a sneak preview of what is to come.
You know one thing about us, they will start believing they will win the Champions League now. Calm down. Farabale. Hey, can you hear me loud and clear? You are live. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's good to be on the show, man.
Yeah.
Nubia Prince just was just reading my mind. A lot of people have criticized Arsenal from the beginning of the season that our attack is not fluid and we've not been at our best. But despite that, we've been churning out results because, like I said, results is what really matters. Despite not playing that good, we're sitting first on the table in the EPL and also first in our Champions League group, qualified for the second round. So it's good to be an Arsenal fan.
All right, I want to wheel, everybody. They are talking about Manchester United. They are the bottom of the league, I guess. I don't even know. All right, let's get straight into it. Game 14. But first, you know how we do it, how we roll with this. Please smash the like on the video anywhere you're watching from. Welcome, guys, on this one, Game 14. And this is how we're going to start rolling Game 14. It's all about quick debates, straight up. Yes. Yes, I'm going to put you on the spot right away. Me and you, we talk behind the scene. Okay, I think we chatted behind the scene. We actually put Pep Guardiola and Klopp, and I think you gave me no clue that would absolutely disrespectful to be. joining those two great managers with this, great managers as well too, but we decided to tweak it a little bit. That let's have this debate. Third best manager in EPL is what? Which one is among this? De Zerbi, Arteta, Eric Ten Hag, Mauricio Pochettino, and good evening, manager. You know what I mean? All right, talk to me. I know your answer. Can
What's my answer?
Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag. All right, talk to me. Let's
so you know, like I said, yes. No, I just want to build my case, and my case is going to be indifferent. Let me just quick one. Like I said, behind the scene, Pep Guardiola, Klopp, come on, those guys are levels above these guys based on looking at achievement. Yes, but nuances, we could say some of these guys. Example, Emery stand toe to toe with Klopp in terms of managing a team, experience. He has managed several clubs. Won trophies as well. And I think Klopp, when he was in Germany, I don't think he won any major trophy, if I'm not mistaken. Not until when he got to Liverpool. Even when he got to Liverpool, it took him time before he could win the EPL. He struggled. And also Champions League. Did well in Europa, but couldn't win. He got to the final, lost. And so that's why I set those two, Pep and Klopp. Now, looking at these guys, De Zerbi and Arteta, I think Arteta is still the greenhorn among all of them because Arsenal seems to be his very first major job. Despite his stint with Man City, he was playing the second fiddle, assistant to Pep. So he wasn't the main guy in Man City. But this Arsenal is his first job. And we could see what he has done. The ceiling is there for him to catch up with, But looking at these other guys, De Zerbi, Emery, Poch, ETH.
The answer is what?
Poch is going to PSG. Anybody can go to PSG. Even if I have a FIFA badge, I can coach PSG to win the Ligue 1. With all due respect to Poch. But Poch didn't really show his mettle when he was in French League. ETH won the Eredivisie. So for me, I feel if we're to look at trophies won achievements,
just give me the answer.
Emery is the third best.
Emery is the third best.
After Pep and Klopp.
All right. That's a hint for you. I'm going to ask Nubia Prince. Give me that third manager in EPL. Your answer is what? You are live. Nubia Prince.
My third manager would definitely be Mikel Arteta, and I'll give my reasons. I don't rate Pochettino. I've said it. I think I said it on the group. That barring what he had at PSG, those ones did artificial insemination for him. That was why he was able to break his barrenness. Okay. He's someone I don't rate.
Yes.
He's never won any trophy in England. He's managed Southampton. He managed Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
He never won anything. And I think he's going to win Chelsea. So I don't rate him. For Henry, he did very well with, for Sevilla and of course Villarreal. He has that unassailable record in the Europa League. But for me, I still think the manner with which he missed out on Champions League opportunity with Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think that his maiden season leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. And the same man that actually...
So your answer is what? Your answer is what? Time up.
And of course, let me just add this. I think Klopp.
Because of my time.
I know. I think Klopp is a distant second to Pep. The reason why it's even second is the fact that because he won the Champions League with Liverpool. I personally do not rate Klopp as a top manager.
All right. Let's move on. I'm going to call Kunle. Kunle, talk to me on this. The third best manager in EPL is who? Eric Ten Hag.
I want to get the context in which we are doing. Are we saying for this
because of my time? I don't want to dissect anything. Just because of our viewers. Just give me the answer from these 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 managers. Talk to me. Which one?
Okay. Well, for me, if I would pick out of these 3, I would pick Eric Ten Hag. And
Eric Ten Hag.
And I'm picking Ten Hag because Manchester United is the club that has the most pressure in the Premier League of any club. And for him, his first season, we saw what he did. And even at this present moment, United are still in a respectable position, despite everything that is going on around the club. I think we should give him more credit. Even though we want to hate on him, but all
right, Shaye, over to you now. Shaye, talk to me. The third best manager in EPL is Pochettino.
Unai Emery.
Hey! Unai Emery! Fantastic. Just 30 seconds. Why did you pick Emery in your Midora? Why Emery?
Well, I just feel you can't really dispute his tactical astuteness. Obviously, I feel the manager with the highest ceiling here is Arteta. But obviously, until he's able to win consistently at the high level, obviously you can't rank him ahead of this guy. So Emery is someone who, of course, he had the issues with Arsenal, but I feel his body of work across several clubs means he should be third.
All right, let's move on. Bishop, talk to me. The best manager in EPL is who?
Arteta has the highest ceiling among them. Which highest ceiling? Please, football is about trophy. Amongst all of them, Emery has the highest trophy among these people listed here. So Emery is the third best.
Emery is the third best. I think Emery is leading this talk. What do you like on the video, Emery? All right, Emery. I'm welcoming Mark into this studio right now. Mark, can you tell me the third best manager in EPL is who? Mark, talk to me. Let me give you Orijo. You ready?
Okay. You're saying, first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for making the show today. Actually, I was supposed to join before. I was working on the computer and I lost myself in what I was doing. I was engrossed. So all of a sudden, I just had that feeling that I needed to join.
Pay fine. Drop money, sharp. No time.
All right, third best manager in EPL is who?
Third best manager for me, I'll pick Arteta.
Arteta winning this. Arteta. All right.
Yeah,
all right. Everybody, can you talk to me? Who is the third best manager? Don't tell me Arteta.
I'm shocked that Mark said Mikel Arteta because I was about to say that I feel Nubi and Prince and Kunle answered based on sentiment. So, in my own opinion, I think the third best manager is actually Unai Emery because not just his domestic record, but his European record is impeccable. Winning the Europa League 3 times with Sevilla.
Oh my goodness, Emery is leading. Emery is absolutely leading tonight. Emery, okay, thank you so much. I'm going to switch over to Robbie. Robbie, talk to me. Third best
absolutely. The third best manager for me is Unai Emery because I cannot fathom how Kunle came up with Eric Ten Hag as the best third manager in the I cannot fathom it. I cannot more or less wrap my head around it. Eric Ten Hag, third best manager in the league. I can't believe it. Well, for me, it's Unai Emery and Unai Emery all the way.
All right. Thank you so much. We have so many things to discuss because of our time. All right, thank you so much. Welcoming Mark, welcoming He's Nubian Prince, Robbie. Only get ready. They are firing you. Left, right, back, front, and center. You are in trouble tonight. Let's do this. All right. The Champions League review. Which team will qualify from the last to into the next round? I'm talking about last 16. We have to do some full permutations right here. There's one particular club that is in trouble right now. That's the club Bishop supports and Kunle. I don't know how we're going to qualify. You have to use your biro and pencil tonight and the paper where we are going to dissect, actually see any chances for Manchester United. But let me tell you something, guys. These are the league table. We have Group A, B, C. I think Bayern Munich, that's where we are looking at the Group A. Bayern Munich with 13 points. They already qualified. And the Copenhagen, 5 points. Galatasaray, 5 points. Manchester United, 4. I'm going to start off with you. Kunle, I am Ninja.
Why? Why?
All right, Mark. All right, I'm going to tell Mark. Mark, can Manchester United qualify from this group? Yeah, omit your mic. I can't hear you. Mark, I can't hear. Okay, right.
Okay, that is a big ask. It is a big ask. And if I want to answer based on sentiment,
yes,
I will say yes. I will say yes, that Manchester United can qualify. It depends. It is not in their hands right now. It is in the other match. So if they win their last match, and I think
that's Bayern Munich.
Yeah, so that is what makes it even more difficult. That is why the average fan will want to say no, because this is Bayern Munich you are playing with. They have 13 points, which I think they are one of the best teams in Europe. And considering the fact that they've been strengthened with the firepower of Harry Kane, so they are firing on all cylinders right now, and it's going to be really tough. But if they can pull it off, if they can pull the chestnut out of the fire, and something goes wrong in the other match, I see them qualifying. So it is really a tightrope now, but mathematically they are still not out.
All right, and Bishop, over to you. Do you think Manchester United can nick this? Can we do it? Talk to me.
Mathematically, Manchester United can still qualify. Reality check. The reality check is this, and it's very funny, but I think their destiny is not in their hand, but in other ways still in their hand. Copenhagen versus Galatasaray, the first leg ended in a draw.
Yes.
The first leg ended in a draw. And I'm seeing a draw again. But the issue now, can Man U beat Bayern Munich? That's the issue.
Yes.
Can they beat Bayern Munich? That's the way it lies. Now, Bayern Munich has conveniently topped the group. Will they rest player? Even when they rest player, can Man U still beat the rested player? That's still an issue that they need to answer. Look at the destiny was in that. For the life of me, I've never. Yes, goalkeeper had made a lot of mistakes, but that second free kick, that is a middle ball. How does that ball spin from middle to side? I still don't get how that ball spinned. They still need to ask him what happened. Is it that there was something on the floor or what? The ball spin from middle. That was a middle. That was a middle ball.
Jelly fingers.
How do you spill that kind of ball? Come on.
All right.
I don't know.
I want to ask this man that is absolutely laughing. That's okay. I don't know why. Okay, let me ask you a question. Manchester United, we are going to play at home with Bayern Munich. Do you think Manchester United can qualify? Talk to me, Rob. Okay.
Look, anything is possible. If you believe. Honestly, with Bayern Munich,
you are sleeping.
Firing on us. But let's not forget that the way they concede goals is very absurd. Since Thomas Tuchel took over, Bayern Munich's defensive record has become significantly worse. So the question is, on the day against Manchester United in 2 weeks, in what sort of state is Bayern going to be in? Yes, they've already qualified, but what kind of team are they going to field against Manchester United? That is the first question. The second question is, can United hold it? Can they hold the defense down? Ten Hag has already ostracized Varane from the starting 11, and he's sticking with players like Maguire, Lindelof, and Johnny Evans. With all due respect to them, these players cannot contain the likes of Jamal Musiala, Gnabry, Matthias Tel, Leroy Sané. It's going to be difficult for them. These boys will run raggedy riot on them. If Maguire and Evans can even go toe-to-toe physically with Harry Kane, trust Harry Kane to drop deep into the midfield and start spreading the ball to the winger. I didn't even mention Kingsley Coman. They will hit defenders for dinner or maybe snacks. So, in my own opinion, United need to focus on their game with Bayern Munich. Go into the game with the mentality that you want to win the game. Forget about what's going to happen between Copenhagen and Galatasaray because it is out of your own hands. You can't do anything about it. Yes. So it's left to United. I think it is majorly in the hands of Manchester United.
All right, let's switch on. I don't know how it was 6 goals thriller Arsenal, and I think they're sitting on top of the table. What do you think Arsenal is going to face?
You don't think they are?
All right. Iberaga FC. Now talk to me on this.
Well, because I've heard a lot of permutation combination saying Arsenal is the third best or fourth best after Man City, Madrid, and also I think the third team was Bayern Munich. And I'm like, there's still Barcelona and there's still Inter Milan, there's AC Milan, anything can happen. But it's a good thing for Arsenal, because the last time we were in the Champions League was 6-7 years ago. And Saka, and I'm going to highlight Saka because I'm going to big him up. A lot of people have criticized him whenever they compare him and Foden. And the saying is, when it gets to crunch time, when it gets to the big stage, will he be able to, stick his head up and perform? And performed he has done. Looking at his stats, he has the highest GA in the Champions League currently, followed by I can't remember who he's followed by, but I think it's followed by Haaland. But he's the one topping right now. And looking at how he has, carried himself on the big occasion, Champions League. Yes, our second match against Lens, they got carried away because they've never seen such an atmosphere before in Europe. And I think they got walloped, or they got wallowed in it and they lost. But looking at how they fared in the competition, 4 wins, not considered at home, scoring 12 goals at home without conceding. I think this season or this Champions League season has been good to us now. Yes, naysayers and cynics could say the group is easy, but like I said, in football, you have to beat what is in front of you, which they have done clinically, and they have 1 game to spare and they've qualified. Well, Arteta wants to field a strong side in the last game against PSV. PSV too is looking at cementing that second spot. So I don't know, depending on the draw, looking at the draws, the teams that come second, we have Lazio, we have PSG or Newcastle. We will not meet Newcastle because we can't meet any English team. We have RB Leipzig, we have FC Porto. If you can just scroll to the A to D, and there are some interesting ties that could be there. So I just hope we get a good draw in the second round, and we take it a step of pace. I feel the Champions League, looking at how teams set up against Arsenal, it is suited for us because they come out all attacking. They don't form the low blocks, and it has suited us most. But when we come to the EPL, we see teams that form the low blocks against us, which has been very, very difficult. And that's where a lot of people have criticized Arsenal. That's why they say our attack have not been fluid as compared to last season, despite the Arteta trying to change their approach, not wanting to go gung-ho, wanting to reserve energy until the crunch time. But let's see how it goes. Hopefully we get a favorable draw and we take it up from there.
All right, Kunle, I'm going to talk to you quickly on this group F. Look at Dortmund on 10 point PSG and the Newcastle 5 points with AC Milan. In that group, who do you think can qualify from that group? And I think I watched the PSG game. There was this penalty was given to them. I mean, summarize the whole scenario for this group F. Which team first do you think is going to qualify?
I think obviously it's Dortmund that is qualifying because they have 10 points, and I mean, I think they've even qualified actually, because Newcastle and AC Milan can't go better than 8 points. So it's really between PSG, Newcastle, and AC Milan.
AC Milan.
Yes, it's between those 3 because it's just 2 points that is separating them, right?
Yes.
So, and Newcastle is meeting AC Milan, right?
Yeah.
In the last game, and it's at St. James's Park.
Wow, that's massive.
Yes, and I think it's a game they could win if maybe, who knows, maybe more of their injured players get back, because we've seen how they were able to beat Chelsea last week. Even against PSG, they almost had the win until the penalty came, and Alexander Isak has been the one delivering the goal. So if he remains fit and maybe more people come back, who knows? But the issue there is, even if Newcastle beats AC Milan, right, PSG now must not beat Borussia Dortmund, right? Because if Newcastle were to beat AC Milan, and vice versa, even if AC Milan were to beat Newcastle, they will need PSG to not beat Dortmund. So the way it is now, Newcastle and AC Milan need a favor from Borussia Dortmund to stop PSG if they want to qualify. So
all right,
a very, very dicey situation.
All right, Mark, looking at Group H, I think can we say Barcelona has qualified?
Yes, they have qualified, and the performance from the team is not encouraging at all. It's a bad patch in the last month or so. All their wins have been scrappy wins. They have actually won matches that they shouldn't have won, and it's always a goal margin. So it wasn't a surprise when Porto went ahead in that match, and the loanees, the Portuguese duo that came on deadline day were the ones that actually saved the day. Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix. And so Barcelona qualified, but they have not actually qualified in first place because they are going to Antwerp. And Antwerp, they have nothing to lose. If they lose that match, if they carry on with the way they've been playing recently, and they lose that match, and one of Porto or Shakhtar wins, they could actually have a better goal difference and top the group, which means Barcelona will be in second place and they will meet one of the big boys, and that is not a good sign.
That's not a good sign. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Sheye, I think can we say this game? I think Man City are already qualified. That's Group G. Leipzig also, I think they've qualified as well too. Also, Atletico Madrid and Lazio, I think they've also qualified with the look of things. And I'm trying to look for Chelsea. Whether Chelsea is not in Champions League.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Did I hear Chelsea?
Oh my goodness. All right. I'm sorry. I think Real Madrid has also qualified. The game now goes down to Napoli Sporting Braga. Sheye, do you think Napoli can nick this in Group C? Because I still think it's open or something. I don't think so. Shall you talk to me?
Yeah, they're yet to qualify, or they're yet to be assured of qualification. They needed a point, I believe, against Real Madrid, but they couldn't get that. They lost 4-2. For them to win, they will have to sort out their really patchy home form. I think it's one win in their last 6
competitions
at the Maradona. So. But then again, you can say that was under Rudi Garcia. We've seen Walter Mazzari come in, and he is trying to get the team playing with unity again. We saw them against Atalanta get a pretty good result, although I feel the performance after halftime was a bit discouraging, but they were able to eke out a victory. Their performances on the road have been pretty decent to good, but at the Maradona they've been found wanting several times. So if they are to make it through, they would have to sort out their really patchy and unimpressive results at their home.
All right. Robbie, with the look of things, I think it's going to be Inter Milan and Real Sociedad. I think both of them are qualified. Robbie, I guess.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, both of them have qualified. Irrespective of what happens with Salzburg, the highest Salzburg can get is 7 points, and I think that should more or less be enough to take them to the order that is the Europa League as it is. That is just more or less what they are fighting for. But for that group, that is Group D, Real Sociedad and Inter Milan, they are through to the next round. The only fight between both of them is just who wins the group to avoid playing a stronger opponent that is in the round of 16. So that is more or less what their game, which is the last game, is going to be about. But regardless of what happens, both of them have qualified for the next round.
All right, let's move on quickly to the game 14 fixtures of English Premier League. That's the fixtures. Arsenal will be welcoming Wolves, Wanderers at the Emirates, and Brentford will also welcome Luton, while Sheffield United will travel all the way to Burnley on that same Saturday tomorrow. Nottingham Forest welcome Everton and Manchester United. That's a big game on Saturday. We'll be traveling to Newcastle, and we'll be talking about that right away. Let me start with Arsenal versus Wolves. 6 goals. That's a very good cushion. I see this one as 3 points. Or what do you think? Arsenal versus Wolves.
Yeah, on paper, you would say it should be 3 points. But, I mean, this is the same Wolverhampton Wanderers that got 3 points against Manchester City. And if I'm being honest, the last couple of years, this fixture has never been easy for Arsenal. especially during the days of the likes of Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, and Raul Jimenez. But excuse me, it's a different team under Gary O'Neill. I think he's someone who is very tactically sound for an English coach. Without due respect to English coaches, but he's not someone who I thought would come to the ranks or come to the coaching ranks and be successful in terms of his team. I think him and Eddie Howe are two English managers that have honestly surprised me in the way they play football, the way they like to see football, and also the manager of the French team at Reims. But so far so good with Wolverhampton Wanderers. He has been able to, should I say, help them curb mistakes and try to get the most out of points. I think Wolverhampton Wanderers have had issues with the officials as well as Arsenal. So if there's anything they have in common, is the fact that this season they've had issues with Premier League officiating. But when you get into the game on paper, you expect Arsenal to actually get a victory. But Arsenal need to be at the top of their game from the very start of the whistle. Because if you allow Wolverhampton Wanderers to grow into the game, they will create opportunities because they've got players who can actually finish off those opportunities. I'm talking about the likes of Pablo Sarabia. I'm talking about Pedro Neto. And then going forward, it seems like Raul Jimenez seems to have gotten form back. And then they've got the Korean in Wang Chan. So, look, they've got options. They are solid at the back as well. Good to see Slimani now, rather Max Kilman, who's now the captain of Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then they've got a rejuvenated Mario Lemina in the middle of the park. So if Wolverhampton Wanderers stick to the game plan and are determined to get a victory from this, they can get a victory from it. So it's going to be a difficult game, in my own opinion.
A difficult game. Well, but what will be your score prediction in that game? Somebody said I should ask you. A text message now. What's your score prediction?
Wow. I'll go for a 2-0 victory for Arsenal.
2-0 for Arsenal.
At the Emirates, they are in good form. You expect them to get a victory.
Bishop, why are you laughing? You didn't think Arsenal will not win this?
He said it's going to be tough. Then he said it's 2-0. What is it tough?
I wanted to say that too. That 2-0 is not difficult.
No, tough in the sense that it's going to be difficult for Arsenal to get the goals. It's not going to be a walk in the park. That's what I mean. But you do expect them to get the victory. So, and honestly, I don't.
One thing I like about these Wolves under this new manager, they play attacking football. So I would not be surprised if I see them play attacking football tomorrow, not come pack the bus. Sure, you understand, because like the other teams have always do when they come to the Emirates, they pack the bus. But I see a Wolves coming out to attack Arsenal, and I always say, anything that comes to the Emirates to attack Arsenal, it favors us and it gives us that space to be able to hurt them. But it's going to be a very cagey game because looking at Wolverhampton Wanderers, how they lost on Monday against Fulham, they would want to ensure they get back to winning ways, because that the game they lost against Fulham on Monday, they lost in a painful way because they were almost 2-2, like full time, and the last minute penalty during the dying embers of the game. So I think they want to come out and play. And like we know, Gary O'Neill would always want to attack. But I just hope Arsenal up the ante and they stay on their A game to be able to pick up the 3 points.
All right. Because of our time, we're going to talk about straight up Newcastle versus Manchester United. Well, Bishop, we are going to Newcastle.
It's our turn.
Newcastle. They are not joking. St. James' Park is. It's not a joke.
The fact that you said it is our turn.
It's our turn, man.
All right, talk to me about the game. The preview of this game.
The only team that have gone here this season and came out alive has been Liverpool. So now is Man U's turn. Man U have actually been doing well in the EPL. Funny enough, that's good. And Newcastle, they were cheated in the Champions League. I don't think that was a penalty. So they were cheated, and their defense was well packed, and like PSG felt it that day. What the other EPL team have been passing through, PSG actually felt it. Like, wow, these guys can defend. For Man U, they've been on a roll. There was no Rashford, and I wish Man U has gone out of Galatasaray with 3 points. There was no Rashford. The attacking flow in the first 30 minutes was fluid. Even Anthony started making some run, even though he was still average, but he made something happen. But now Rashford will come back, obviously. Rashford is going to come back into the starting 11. I've seen this game as a draw.
Draw.
Is not going to beat Man U. Newcastle is not going to beat them. I just see it like that.
Kunle, do you agree we can nick a point in this game?
A draw is not out of place, as Bishop said. But if United do draw, that would actually end Man United. Just for the record, Man United is the only team in the Premier League that is yet to draw. They've not drawn a single game this season. And I guess that goes to tell you how mixed their form has been. It's either they win or they lose. And I don't think I see a draw here. It's either somebody wins or somebody loses. And I am sorry, but I think Newcastle United have this one because I've not seen how Man United will cope. I mean, Alexander Isak is back. It's St. James's Park. There's not a draw here. I mean, I think that game for me is even going to be settled in the first half. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. All right. On Sunday game, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Brighton. Let's quickly talk about Chelsea versus Brighton. I'm not going to call anybody else than Sheye Omidiora on this one. Chelsea versus Brighton. What do you think going to this game? Can Chelsea turn this game around? And 3 points for Chelsea. Sheye, over to you on this preview of Chelsea versus Brighton. Did they fear any?
Well, to be honest, I think Chelsea have a few players suspended. Rhys James, Marco Correa is also out after getting his 5th booking against Newcastle last weekend. They already beat Brighton in, I think, the Carabao Cup 3rd round or 4th round or thereabout. So, and that was also at Stamford Bridge. So, in a sense, they've already defeated De Zerbi's team already this season. But obviously, they have to earn the right to get the result on Sunday. Their home form this year, or in fact, since the beginning of last season, has been pretty unimpressive. I think they've won only 4 or 5 league games all year at Stamford Bridge. So that's obviously a big challenge. Christopher Nkunku might make his long-awaited debut, but it's likely going to be off the bench. I don't think him starting. Brighton have several injury problems as well, and they have Louis Dunk suspended after his red card against Nottingham Forest last weekend. So in a sense, that's one top Brighton defender missing on Sunday. So it's up to us to capitalize on Brighton's injuries and suspension. This one should be high scoring because Brighton in the last 17 or 18 games, they've had goals and they've also let in goals as well. So there's a high likelihood of this being a chaotic affair at Stamford Bridge. So if Chelsea can take their chances and limit Brighton, which will be difficult, then they should get at least a point. But it can go either way, to be honest. I don't think this is a game that you can pick a favorite. Anybody can win this one because the game is there for the taking, because both sides have flaws. They have their issues at both ends of the pitch. So let's see who on the day is able to limit their issues and at least get the decent or the 3 points on Sunday. But this one, I feel, can go either way.
So, what's your score prediction on that one? Chelsea versus Brighton. Shey, don't go yet.
I think it should be a draw too.
You the hear?
Sorry, John. Let me just quickly chip in something. For this game, Chelsea against Brighton, Chelsea is at home, and I know when it comes to the big games, they turn up. Like we've seen games against Liverpool, Manchester City, and also Arsenal. But the conundrum Poch will be having is Cucurella and James are out, suspension. I doubt if Gustavo is fit to start that game. So we will definitely see a possible backline of all central defenders, putting Colwill on the left and putting Dicey on the right. And Maitoma is fit to play this game. And you could imagine Maitoma against a Dicey or whichever central defender we want to put on the right back. So for me, I just feel the back line is where the problem will be for Chelsea. And Maitoma right now would want to make a point, would want to do something in that game. And I see this being a very cagey game for Chelsea. If Chelsea can score a lot of goals, because I know defensively they are short right now, or if to circumvent this situation, if Poch could play Caicedo on the right back just to, nail Maitoma out of that game. But if he tends to put in a central defender in either Dicey or whoever, it's going to be a long, long day for Chelsea. And Maitoma could be the key in unlocking whatever Brighton will be doing. But I see it's going to be an interesting game. And if Chelsea don't take the chances, Brighton could nick this one.
Absolutely. Before we go to the last game on Sunday, which is Man City versus Spurs, let's quickly talk about La Liga. And I'm going to welcome Mark to help us. Let us go inside La Liga. Mark, what do you have to say about this preview of the games in La Liga? You have to unmute your mic, Mark. Yeah,
okay,
go for it.
Thank you for the privilege. I'll actually just do a quick Euro roundup that will involve Spain, Germany, and Italy. So in the La Liga, there is 10 points separating the team in first place and the fourth place. And it is Real Madrid, Girona, Atletico Madrid, then Barcelona. Now, the problem is Barcelona have entered a very crucial week, a week that will actually define their season in the local Spanish league. And that's because this Sunday, Barcelona will be playing Atletico Madrid at home. And we remember that Barcelona are not really at home because they are playing in a borrowed stadium while renovations is going on at the Spotify Camp Nou. So that's going to be a problematic match because Atletico Madrid will be wanting to win this because they have a game in hand. If they win that game in hand, they will move closer to Girona. I think they'll be within a point of Girona, who are in second place. So if they will want to thwart the efforts of Barcelona so that they can move ahead of Girona on the table and likely compete with Real Madrid. And after this Atletico Madrid game, Barcelona will be playing Girona, who are in second place, next week. So if they don't win against Atletico and they drop points against Girona, it is goodbye La Liga this season. Real Madrid are comfortable. I think they are playing Granada and they are at home and they are not playing any serious teams. So it is Barcelona's time to show that they are really title contenders. In Germany, Leverkusen will be playing Dortmund. The problem for Dortmund is that they are fourth on the table and they are drifting. In third place is Stuttgart, who I'm surprised they are in the thick of things. I think that is down to the effort of the scoring exploit of this guy, Sergi Guirassy, that Guinean international. And we are going to get to see a lot of him at the Nations Cup. So he's doing wonderfully well. I think he's only 3 goals behind Harry Kane. He's on 15. Harry Kane is on 18 goals. And so it's going to be a tough one. Bayern Munich, if both teams, Leverkusen and Dortmund, cancel out each other, Bayern Munich stand a chance to go top of the table, and they very well can. In Italy, just before, I think 15 minutes before the game between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid starts, Napoli will be welcoming Inter. Inter will be away at Napoli. Inter are leading. Lautaro Martinez is doing fine. He's, I think, 6 goals ahead of all the other people following him on the goal scoring table, and he will want to carry that form into the Napoli match. Napoli are in fourth place. They really, really need to win that game so that they can keep up with the likes of Juventus and AC Milan. AC Milan have an easy game with Frosinone, and I think it will really be one to watch in Italy. Napoli versus Inter.
All right, thank you so much. That's a very good one. That's a very good insight there. Switching on to the English Premiership once again, the last game of the weekend, which is Man City versus Spurs. Robbie, can you hear me loud and clear? Robbie, Man City is another tough game. What's your take on this game, Man City versus Spurs, which is the last game? Do I still have Robbie there? I'm not sure. I think I lost Robbie. I lost. Yeah. Oh, okay. Switching on to this game, Man City. It's going to be is it easy game for Man City?
Definitely not. We can see that Manchester City have loopholes in their team.
Yeah.
And it's been evident, especially in the Champions League this season, and obviously when they did lose Rodri as well. But I think if teams want to try and get like a result against Manchester City, they can take a look at what Leipzig tried to do. But I just think Leipzig lacked the all-round quality to see off a victory against Manchester City. However, this fixture in particular always brings a lot of goals. Over the years since Pep took over as the manager of Manchester City, he has had historic fixtures with Spurs, especially in the Champions League as well. But Spurs are missing too many key players, in my opinion, for them to even try and get a decent result against Manchester City. And we know the way Ange likes to play his football. He's never going to take his foot off the gas. He'll be going full throttle. And my oh my, I think he would get a walloping. I won't be surprised if Spurs concede 6 to 7 goals against Manchester City.
Wow, that's Bishop, you are laughing. Yeah, all right. Ace, can you Nubian Prince?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay.
Yes, they done.
Yes, this game is going down at the Etihad, Man City versus Spurs. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap up the show on this game?
I think I'll mirror the opinion of the last speaker. I mean, he said it all. The problem is if Spurs were to go conservative, perhaps they can force. But they won't. They will want to stand toe to toe and they will get beaten. They just imagine playing that kind of eye line they played.
Eye line.
Because the problem I have with Spurs is this. The games they've lost, they've actually lost it from winning position. Against Chelsea, they scored first, they conceded 4. Against Wolves, they scored first, they conceded 2. Against Aston Villa, they scored first, they conceded 2. That's the problem. Because I feel that from winning position, the least you should get is a draw. Especially against Chelsea, you went two men down and you still wanted to play attacking football. You now literally stood on the halfway line. I mean, who does that? Just imagine doing that against City that has a Foden, that has a Doku.
He got praised for that. For that.
Can you imagine?
They are going to. So I think I mirror the last speaker, like I said before. If Spurs decide to be arrogant in their incompetence, they could be walloped. City could wallop them 10 because this is the kind, and Haaland is not the kind of striker that gets tired of goals. Oh, I've scored a hat trick, I'm fine. If he can score 6, he doesn't mind. Currently, I think he's on 14 or 15 goals. It might just be Spurs that he will play and will get to 20. But if Postecoglou decides to be conservative, they frustrate City, and we know that there is, City is a bit very lethargic defensively. I don't know what happened to the likes of Ruben Diaz and what have you. If they go conservative and try to eat City on the break like Chelsea did, they could actually hurt City. But if they want to go toe-to-toe and say, okay, we can also play offensive football, attacking football, and all of that, City are going to lie them down and are going to flog them mercilessly.
All right. If I want to ask Robbie, what do you think Spurs can do in this game to at least to win this game? Or you are writing them off?
Well, I don't think Spurs can win this game at all. I may be wrong. I am not saying that it is not possible. But for Spurs to win this game, they more or less will have to abandon this philosophy that sees them play a high line. I saw that high line against Chelsea, and I will tell you it was very ridiculous. And just like Nubian Prince said, it more or less showed the arrogance of the coach. You have 2 players out, and you are playing a high line as far as the halfway line. For even Benga Ogogoto of Shooting Stars will not play. He will never adopt that philosophy. He will never adopt that kind of philosophy. So against City, can they win? I would say it's a slim chance. Looking at the fact that Maddison is not available, Van der Ven is not available, so it's going to be more or less like a makeshift defense going into that game. Looking at the fact that they have lost 3 consecutive games leading up to this City game, they are not the best of side. Looking at their confidence going into this particular fixture. So hence why I would fancy City to get the win. With Jeremy Doku, this is one man that is cooking. And of course, this is one man that has been unstoppable since he came into the English Premier League. Erling Haaland also is another man that is not tired of scoring goals. You have people who can more or less create the chances up front for City. And of course, I remember there was a game this season that City scored about 5 goals, and then Haaland did not score a single goal in that game. So it tells you how potent and how difficult City is when you actually come up against them. So on Sunday, can Spurs win? I doubt it. And of course, I see Manchester City win all the way.
All right, all right. Bishop.
Can I just chip in? Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming. Bishop, I saw you are smiling when I put this.
No, I can see the passion now. It's not Asta that is playing. See passion. Everybody's they're going to lose. They're going to wind up. But this is it. So what can they do?
Sure, believe us now. No.
what can they do to win? So I actually feel for Spurs because of the injury. I wish they have all their players, and I want them to come out and play Man City. But just like Leipzig did during the week, their defense was not put to hold the score line. Spurs doesn't even have any defense to hold any lead. Even if they go 6 goals up, they will concede 7. So they don't even have any defense. So just like the guys have said, the coach is stubborn. And when he played that high line against Chelsea, some journalists came and started hailing him that yes, he's good. If Arteta has tried that, they would have killed him. In fact, the sack wouldn't have been here. But because it was him, they were hailing him. Oh, it was a good tactics. And they were walloped. So now, can he go conservative? I don't think he will. But if you do that, they can get a draw. If you come out to play, I'm very sorry. Just like the guy said, it's going to
all right. It is quick one.
I just want to look at things differently because I know a lot of people have given Man City. If you look at it, the game could tilt Tottenham way. You know why am I saying that? Because if you look at Man City this season, Man City has not been that prolific. The Man City, the treble-winning Man City, towards January down to May, it's not that Man City was seeing at the beginning of the season. And if you look at it, the defensive structure, which is in Akonji and even the Portuguese, what was his name? Diaz, has not been outstanding this season.
Yeah.
John Stone could possibly make a comeback for this game, but I don't know if he will be fit enough. Rodri in himself, in that middle, has not been really, really protected. We've seen how Rodri has been off and on, the suspension, and he had a woeful game against Chelsea despite scoring Man City's third goal. If you look at Man City this season, the past 5 or 6 games, the balance has been to the left-hand side, which is Doku. If you notice, Man City's attack had always come from the left-hand side. Yes. Hardly do they go to the right-hand side. And if Tottenham could cage Doku, it will now be something. It will now be a worry for Pep to see how we can look for an alternative measure to attack Tottenham. But the thing is, if Tottenham decide to play gung-ho, which is high line, it's a thrashing. But if they decide to be conservative, and I don't know where Ange Postecoglou is getting this idea from, even the great managers in Sir Alex Ferguson, back then when they come to play Arsenal, he plays a defensive game. I remember the game, the Champions League semi-final. Was it semi-final, quarter-final? He played a defensive game, a conservative game, and he hit Arsenal on the counter. The goals Ronaldo scored and Rooney were on counter. And Manchester United had the best team in the world at that time. He didn't say because he had the best team in the world, he can decide to go gung-ho. He still went conservative. I don't know where Ange Postecoglou is getting his idea from, thinking he can change the whole spectrum or change the whole perspective of management in EPL, and decided to go gung-ho. Like I said, they can hurt Man City. Why? Because Man City defensively has been shaky, and also Man City as well can hurt Tottenham. So for me as a neutral, I'll sit back and watch and enjoy the game.
All right. Before we wrap up the show, I want to thank everyone. But one thing, Robbie, MPFL, what's going on there? I saw your message. You said Raymond Stars with Yimba. What's going on in the MPFL?
Yes.
Well,
for the MPFL, we have a match day. Yes, we have some games to be played. That is this weekend. That is match day 11. And of course, for Shooting Stars, we'll be playing Heartland FC. That is on Sunday. Remo Stars will be playing Plateau United. That is tomorrow. And of course, we have some very, very interesting games in the league. But right now, the league is more or less like a 4-horse, or more or less, in this case, a 5-horse race, because of the difference between the team leading in front is just 1 point, and that is Lobby Stars, who are on 20 points. Remo Stars are on 19 points. So it is a wonderful time right here in the league. And of course, we have some exciting matches to look forward to this weekend.
In that MPFL, do you think, who do you think is going to win the league? Kunle, do you watch MPFL?
Yeah, I do follow it. It's too early to tell who would win the NPFL because if you look at the NPFL,
how many games is still remaining before the end of the season?
I think
we have about 20. We have about 26 games. 26 games to go.
Okay.
All right.
So the thing about it is that the table is so wide, is so close, right? But at the end of the day, I think it will still be the likes of, say, Eyimba, the likes of Aqua United, maybe them Plateau United. Those teams that have that experience, the experienced teams. But then Robbie always mentions
heritage.
So yeah,
I heard about VAR is coming to MPFL.
VAR coming to MPFL. I think maybe it's just
where do they want
to see the money?
No, wait.
You have to laugh. You have to laugh.
We have money. We are going to see the money. We have money. There's money.
Exactly. So you think you have seen the worst of VAR?
MPFL
One thing about VAR coming to the MPFL is that I remember when I had a brief stint with Super Sport, and I was with a crew that used to go cover matches in all the stadia, and there was a particular stadia they got to in the north. I've forgotten whether Canopilas or something. They were supposed to broadcast, and the club officials came and told the crew, "No, you are not broadcasting this match. No, you are not going to set up anything." And they thought it was a play. It actually dissolved into physical threats, and they had to run away. They came back to Lagos without broadcasting, and they won that match 3-0. With
do they still fight in MPFL? Do they still?
Well, I feel there are strict measures now in place. Looking at the whole setup, there's another independent body. Robbie, you can help me out. There's an independent body that manages.
Yes, that is the MPFL board. Yeah, the MPFL board.
So I think the whole team, the entire team that are represented in the MPFL understand the rules and regulations. That all those things that has to do with beating referees, like we saw one that was urinating on the pitch last season. He got fined. Yes, he got fined for close to 500,000 naira, and he got banned for how many games? I think he got banned for 2 years.
It was banned for the entire season. Yes,
I can't believe
yes.
it. No, it's not possible.
Yes, it was an official. Is it Shooting Stars, Robbie? Is it Shooting Stars?
No, guys.
Yes, it was the game that happened here in Ibadan, and of course, it became a national topic. So yes, very true, very true.
Yes, Don, seriously. He urinated. I don't know, maybe he was trying to do jazz or all this kind of nonsense. He urinated on the pitch, and he was caught urinating, and he got the punishment, 500,000 fine on the club, and he got banned for the entire season. So there are strict measures now in place. But for the VAR thing, as Robbie said in the group, there are a lot of things that we need to put into perspective. For me,
all right, because of this,
let me just ask one question. Sorry, is there anywhere we can watch the MPFL? Is there anywhere we can stream it? Anywhere?
Yes, you can watch the MPFL on MPFL Live app. So it's on our Play Store. You can download it and you can watch the MPFL there live. Then if you have GoTV, sorry, I'm not supposed to say this because I'm not paying our platform for all these adverts, but there's a cable TV as well where you can more or less buy their decoder and you can watch the games live there.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Me and Mark will start watching MPFL now. I'm not laughing. Stop laughing. We're going to watch MPFL now. Nothing they happen.
It's good now, MPFL.
Yeah.
And we're going to watch Sporting Lagos versus Inter Lagos. I will be mighty happy. May it happen in my
well, Inter Lagos want to qualify first. You have to get promoted for that.
Let me start going, people. MPFL. Who they pee? Confused. I don't know. Nubia Prince. Now you they pee. Confused. Nubia Prince, I want to say thank you so much for joining us on this one. Thank you so much, bro. Shaye, thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Don. Always a pleasure.
All right, thank you so much. Kunle. Thank you so Good for you.
MPFL, no league like it. The most competitive league in the world. That's it for
Fantastic.
you. No other league.
Let me give you one tidbit. There was one MPFL match I watched many years ago. It was raining, so the camera became very, it was blurry, and I was like, what is going to happen? And I quickly saw a hand. And it's right.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. You get there. Yeah. Thank you, man. You will get there. Robbie, we shall get there one day. Nothing they happen.
Yes, we shall get there. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. MPFL this weekend.
I would just like to say that I'm quite surprised at the performances of Doma, Bendel, and Sporting Lagos. They're the new entrants at the MPFL this season, and I expected worse from them, especially Doma United. But they are doing well in the MPFL this season. So I'm looking forward to hopefully watching an MPFL fixture this season.
I hope so. Let's go there. All right. Thank you so much, Okpe. All right. Mark, go back to work.
I'm actually not working today. I took the day off.
Oh, fantastic. Have a nice weekend then. Let's watch MPFL this weekend. Let's go. Yeah. All right. Bishop, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
You guys should enjoy the football this week.
All right, people, smash the like on the video. This is how far I can go tonight. I want to say big shout out to everybody. If this is your first time watching this show or this podcast, please subscribe to our channel. This is how we do it on the same time on Monday, where we come back for the review of all these weekend games. I'm saying bye for now.